One thing that women and men have in common in their brains, psychology wise, is this reverse rationalized system. Or you could also call it like a reverse selective focus system. Where the best example of this is, I'm sure you've done this before, I'm sure you know people that have done this before, is usually when you go and you buy something on like a spur of the moment, like an impulse buy, and then you go and you look online for a bunch of reviews after the fact to reaffirm why you bought the thing that you bought, right? It's to reaffirm your purchase. Now, women have this a lot more than men do, but men don't get me wrong, men do it too, right? Now, what is this mechanism? Why does it even exist in the first place? Why did we even evolve with this mechanism? And why does it and this, again, the foreshadowing to later on in the video, this is why they say the woman that you divorce is never the same woman that you married. Because by the end of it, she's already reversed, she's almost brainwashed herself in her mind to reverse rationalize that her decision was correct, and she will look for evidence as to why her decision was correct. So like, she could have 3 friends, 2 of them will say, leave his ass. One of them will say, he's a good guy, what are you doing? She won't even hear the third one. It won't even register. She wants to hear what she wants to hear, right? Anyway, let's talk about it today. So if you like this content, guys, hit the subscribe button. Get this video out to more dudes that need to hear this. And you know what? This one is actually also for the ladies too. This goes actually for men in business as well, friendships. This is kind of one of those very, very deep, okay, I want to say red pill, but it's like, it's not actually like red pill. It's just like, it's one of those things that when you understand about human nature and the universe, it makes you a little bit jaded, because then you start seeing it everywhere. It's like you start seeing the Matrix everywhere, right? And everybody just does this. And then if you know that all humans are just kind of like this, it makes it very difficult to invest in them, knowing that they can switch on you. But let's explain. Okay. So, by the way, subscribe to the video. So, the selective focus system. Why do we have this damn system in our brains? Well, I believe they called it the war bride effect, where if, for example, a woman was settled with a man back in the day, back in the caveman days, back in the, 1400s, whatever, like the old medieval times, the 900s or whatever, a warring tribe or a warring party would come into their tribe and kill the man that they were with, right? Now, the woman, she needs to be able to jump. This is kind of where hypergamy evolved from too, to a certain degree, and why women seem to be able to move on much faster than men. We'll get to the man's portion later, don't worry, but basically, the woman needs to have the mental capability to jump onto the guy that just killed her man. And she needs to actually not pretend to love him, but actually love him and cherish. Like, she needs to switch instantly. And the reason why she needs to do that is because if she doesn't, she's dead, right? So when you have thousands of years of women being forced to do this, that is going to be the proliferating gene that has been passed down through the thousands of years, right? So 2026 come now, every woman has this capability. Now, what is this exactly? Let's dive a little bit deeper into this. the reverse selective focus system. It works in the other way too, right? So when it works both ways. Basically, the premise is the human sees what they want to see, not what's actually in front of them. So have you ever, another great example of this is, have you ever been kind of shopping for a car? Or recently, have you been talking about a certain car with your friends? And all of a sudden you see that car everywhere when you start driving. It's not like a bad thing. Like it's completely subconscious that we do this, right? So I'm shopping for a Dodge Ram. I'm shopping for a Dodge Ram. And now all of a sudden, all I see on the street are Dodge Rams. And you're like, why are there so many Dodge Rams? The last one that happened to my girl was a Prius. She was shopping for Priuses, the plug-in hybrids. As soon as we started shopping for that, we saw them everywhere. And we're like, damn, we don't even want the Prius anymore because they're everywhere, right? But before that, our brains didn't see it. It's like the most fascinating shit, dude. And it's like, no matter how conscious you are of this, you can't really stop it. You just have to kind of be aware of it, right? So when you see Priuses everywhere, you gotta be like, oh, I'm selective focusing now. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, how this relates in relationships. And this is kind of a rough thing about it because when you see it coming, there's like nothing you can do about it too. You just have to it's like you're like a deer in a headlights, or you see like this train and you're just tied on the train tracks and you just have to let it hit you, right? For example, I saw this with one of my exes, right? I could tell, the way you can tell is when a girl is into you, like when you first start dating and she's got the butterflies and the rose-colored glasses, no matter what her friends say, no matter what her family says, she will look for evidence as to why you're the GOAT. Do you know what I'm saying? It's funny, this last girl that I was seeing or whatever, she looked me up online and she found my tech channel. And then she went on Reddit and she found all the hate threads about me, about like how I'm like this, what's the word? Totalitarian, like I fear-monger my community and all this kind of crazy shit, right? She saw all that. She's like, I know you're not like that. Because she doesn't, so I'm not saying I am like that, but it's like you could have thousands of hate threads about you online and it won't matter. Her mother says I'm not good for her. She doesn't care. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like her selective focus has chosen to see me in a positive light. And everything around that is just noise. Now, when the reverse happens, there is nothing you can do about it. And we're gonna get into betrayal and why this is so important. And this is why women will literally pass lie detector tests after the fact because they believe it so, they believe it so true to their core. Do you know what I'm saying? So when a woman is planning to exit the relationship, you notice how they never do it right away? They like look for selective focus and evidence to why they should do it, right? So you'll see changes in your girl's behavior about who she starts hanging out with. And let's say this dude, how many times has this happened to you guys? Just leave a comment down below if this has happened. Your girl, let's say you've met all the friends that your girl has, and after you meet the friends a few times, you kind of know which ones are good influences and you kind of know which ones are bad influences. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, what you do, or what you should do, is you should try to promote the friendship that's a good influence on her, right? So you're like, that's a good person. She's a good influence. Let's go hang out with those friends. And then that kind of works for the first year or two, right? Then, when the poison kicks in and she starts hanging out with those other friends that you don't like, even though you're like, and you can't say anything about it because then you're controlling, right? Even though you know exactly what's happening, right? She starts hanging out with those other friends. You're just counting down to the end of that relationship, man. Because for some reason, you made her unhappy for a prolonged period of time. And now her selective focus is starting to look for evidence as to why she should leave you. And she will find so now all of a sudden, all those hate threads, what's gonna happen is like, let's say one of the hate threads is like, he won't, what's a common complaint about? You see a hate thread about like, what's something extreme? I can't even think of something right now. Like, he has a past history of like being very touchy and aggressive. That's not even that bad, to be honest. But let's just say, let's go with that, right? You're on that that tea website. You're on that tea website, and other girls are like, yeah, he put his hands on me on the first date or whatever, right? Then when she first starts dating you, she's like, I like an aggressive guy. Then 2 years down the line, she'll be like, oh yeah, he did that to me too. That was inappropriate. Now all of a sudden you have the exact same action being perceived two different ways. Do you know what I'm saying? And this also goes with me too. Do you know what I'm saying? So if she sleeps with you and she regrets the decision the next morning, be very careful. It's your job to make sure that decision to sleep with you was the correct one. So her selective focus finds evidence as to why it is a good idea. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the crazy. This mental gymnastics shit is the craziest shit about humans, dude. So, when she's about to exit the relationship and she starts looking for evidence as to why she should do that, you already know it's over. You can't do anything about it. It's just deer in headlights, man. So, when you know the whole divorce thing, when the divorce actually comes up, she's gonna like list out all these things that she doesn't like about you. Not like about you. She's gonna list out all the things that you did wrong or the things that bothered her, right? And like 80% of the things on that list to you aren't gonna make any sense because those are the things that made her fall for you in the first place. And you're like, what the hell is even going on here, right? It's because her brain, the reason why humans have this mechanism, it's to preserve their decision as making the right one. For you hardware bros, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When somebody buys a product and they're actually, it's like on some level, the reason why they do this is because on some level, they're not 100% sure, they're like 90% sure. And that 10% doubt doesn't let them sleep. That's why they try to find evidence after the fact, right? So like, here's why you can't actually do anything about it. When you actually present undeniable evidence to the contrary, their brains will attack you and lash out at you because they're trying to defend their decision. Like they will literally attack you, verbally, physically. Like they will attack. It's the most. Again, when you see this shit in real life, man, it's the most visceral, unconscious behavior you'll ever see, and yet everybody does it. It's the rationalizing, man. So anyway, back to the divorce thing. So you're at the divorce table now, and she's listing out all these things. Here's like the kind of the pro of all this. When you actually see it happen in front of you, it makes it much easier to let go. When it comes to friends, business partnerships, it's just like, oh, your selective focus has now switched into me being your villain. Therefore, we can't communicate anymore. You're not, like, for all intents and purposes, that human brain that you were communicating with before is no longer there. It's a completely different brain. They see you as the devil. They see you as an oppressor. They'll put whatever word they want in their head to make it so. They will villainize you to such a degree and have so many lies about you just to make sure that they can tell themselves it was the right decision. Relationships, product purchases, influencer fans. This is why you see some people, it's a tribalism thing, but this is why you see some people so crazy when it comes to their like fans of influencers. They will literally like do crimes on behalf of people that they like. It's crazy when that shit happens. But how it works for men and friendships. I recently caught myself doing this too. I'm more aware of it, but when a friend of mine, a guy friend, we'll talk about business as well. When a guy friend of mine does something that pisses me off, or tries to take value, doesn't provide value, is a leech, or is an asshole. Being an asshole is a big problem of mine. When somebody asks me for advice and then they don't execute on it, they basically just wasted my time, right? For asking me. That kind of shit bothers me, right? So if one of my buddies does this in real life, I will notice that the next time it comes to hang out, and I'm like, should I invite this guy? My brain will look for all the reasons of why I don't want to hang out with that guy. Because he's just been, and it's not like a light switch for us guys, it's more of like a, actually for women too, to be fair, but it's more of a frog in boiling water. You have to do so many things to piss the person off in a row for them to start selectively focusing the negative, right? So this guy eventually, if I try to truly think objectively, the guy is a good guy. He's just struggling, right? And there's really like, yeah, he's a value leech, but he doesn't know any better. Like he's an unfortunate like Walmart shopper kind of thing, right? But still, every time I look at that guy, I can't help but feel resentful that he's such a beta. Like I don't want him around me. And I'm like, objectively speaking, I have no reason to resent this guy. He doesn't know any better, right? Like he doesn't know any better. But like I hate him. He disgusts me. And I'm aware of it. And I'm aware that my brain is selectively focusing how disgusting that guy is. When he's not. He's just like a normal dude. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Because, again, I'm basically the war bride in this scenario. I don't want that guy around me because, so basically what's happening is I don't want this guy around me. I'm like 90% sure that he's gonna be useless for the rest of his life, but I'm 10% unsure that he might not be, and he might just need a little bit of help or something like that, right? So I am trying to find all the evidence that I can to get him the hell away from me and make sure that it's the right decision. You know what I'm saying? My own brain is doing it subconsciously. It's just, it is what it is, man. Now, how this relates to business and family and all, it does every single human, man. The greatest leaders, the greatest politicians, the greatest influencers, they never show weakness because of this mechanism. Never. I'm sure you've experienced this before, even with your family and friends, man. So what happens? Let's say you are on the up and up on your business. Let's say, or you got a promotion, or let's say you just got like partner at a law firm. Like you're exuding success in that moment. When you exude success, everyone's all of a sudden your best friend. This is, I hate this about people so much. I hate it. Like for me, when I play dodgeball as a sport, and nobody wanted to be my friend until I won, until I literally had to brute force myself into winning. As soon as I got that trophy, now all of a sudden everyone's my best friend. And I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Do you know what I'm saying? But they don't know why they're doing that. That's the thing. And the second that you show a weakness, everybody jumps off your ship like the Titanic. It's the craziest thing. Dude, even just like a month ago, you guys remember how I was taking care of my cat? Because my cat had knee surgery. When my cat had knee surgery and I couldn't show strength at all times, I lost like 5 subscribers on my tech channel. And I'm like, this guy's been here for like 2 years. And the second I showed any weakness at all, he bounces. I'm like, you're such a piece of shit, right? But he doesn't know why he doesn't know why he's doing that. He's unconscious, right? So it's the craziest shit. And this is why online influencers, they already kind of understand this mechanism. When they show any weakness at all, they lose subscribers and views. When they pretend and act like they're God's given, look at President Trump, right? When you act like you're God's gift to earth, people will selectively focus as to all the reasons why you are God's gift to earth. And they will follow you, and they will chant your name. And they're just herds of sheep, dude. So do you remember, here's the greatest example. And people that are in power know this instinctively. Do you remember when he got shot at? And it like hit his cheek or something like that, and he was bleeding? Now, in that moment, I believe this was before he got elected, but in that moment, if he would have cried, covered his head, or shown any weakness whatsoever, he would have lost, and he would have lost all of his followers. What did he do instead? He put his hand up in a fist, as if he was like triumphant over something. It's almost symbolic, but you're like, damn, you're like, I'm gonna follow that guy. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is kind of related to holding frame when it comes to girls too. And that's why they kind of test you so much. We'll save that for another video. But basically, so when you get to the long-winded answer is what I want to tell you guys. When you start seeing this shit, what's the number one reason for divorce? The guy loses his job. That's not even like a made-up statistic. That is a bona fide, multiple study statistic. The number one reason for divorce is the guy loses his job. Can you believe that shit? Why? So unpack that for a second. The man loses his job, therefore he's in a position of weakness. And he's probably presenting himself as a position of weakness. He's in a position of weakness. What is her selective focus gonna do? She's gonna go back the 10 years that you guys have been together and look at all these like made up mystical red flags that she might have missed. And she'll be like, oh yeah. You know what, how this relates back to my tech channel for a second? A guy will be my biggest fan for years. And he will do something that's against the rules for me, and I will ban him. That same guy, instead of actually being like, yeah, I screwed up, I shouldn't have done that, I apologize or whatever. The same guy that gave me thousands of dollars for years will now go on every single forum and Reddit post, reply to every single one, and tell them how much of an asshole I am, and they were right all along. Why? Why is his brain doing that? Make him the villain so that I don't have to accept my decision. Selective focus. It's the coping mechanism. Now, this is why it's incredibly critical that you never believe that anyone on this planet has your back. Ever. It's only you. Only you will be there when you lose your job. Only you will be there when you're down and depressed. When you understand this, and you realize that no matter what you do, you can be on your A game 90% of your life, and you have 1% where you're vulnerable and everyone bails on you, just be careful when you invest your time and energy into anybody but yourself, because only yourself will have your back. This is just the unfortunate reality. And when you start seeing this shit, and you start seeing women that have been married for 30 years, divorcing their husbands as if they are the villain, as if that guy didn't try his best, and he's in a moment of weakness, it really does make you jaded, man. The moral of the story here, take care of yourself. You have to invest in yourself. Have friends with you. Don't get me wrong. You should have people that care about you. There are really good people out there that are aware of this stuff, and they will have your back. But never think that a ride or die friend or a ride or die partner exists. They do not exist. As soon as you are weak and vulnerable, watch how alone you will be. Anyway, guys, hit the subscribe button if you like this content. This one was a little dark, but hey, we need to understand this stuff and learn this stuff so that we can become better as men. All right, guys, see you in the next one.